Hello students, how are you all? I hope we all are doing great. I am Neha Rajvanshi and I welcome you all in our today's class, that is English class of class 9th. So students, in today's video we will start reading with our next poem from the book Beehive. Okay, so this is poem number 3, right? And the name of the poem is Rain on the Roof. Okay, and this poem is written by Mr. Cord Skinney. So he is the poet of this poem, right? So this is very simple, very easy poem, that is Rain on the Roof. Okay, so let's start. First of all, before you read, so before starting reading the poem, let's get some idea about the background of the poem. Okay, when the sky is covered with dark clouds and it starts raining, have you ever listened to the patter of soft rain on the roof? Okay, so we all are aware about the rainy season. Okay, so in the rainy season, when the sky is covered with dark clouds, okay, and when it starts raining, so have you ever listened to the patter of the soft rain on the roof? Okay, so what is patter? Patter is the sound of the raindrops. Okay, so when the raindrops they fall on the roof, okay, so जो sound जो produce होती है, that sound is known as patter. Okay, so हम सबने भी सुना है रेनी सीजन में जब बारिश होती है, हम अपने घर के अंदर होते हैं और उस समय जो हमारी घर की जो रूफ है उस पर जब रेन ड्रॉप्स जब वो गिरती हैं तो जो साउंड क्रिएट करती है वो हम सबने भी सुनी है. ओके, What thoughts flashed through your mind as you heard this melody of nature? Okay, so now the question is that we all have heard that sound, that is patter. Okay, but the question is that जब आप वो sound सुनते हैं, जब आपने वो patterns की sound सुनी है, okay, so what thoughts are there in your mind? Okay, वो कौन कौन से thoughts हैं जो आपके mind में flash होते हैं as you heard this melody of nature? Okay, so now read the poem to find out what the poet dreamed of while listening to the rain. Okay, so you can give your own answer that whenever you hear that patter sound of the raindrops, and what thoughts are there in your mind. Okay, but if you want to know that what the poet actually thinks at that time, so you have to read the poem. Okay, so after reading the poem we will get this answer that what the poet dreamed of while listening to the rain. Okay, so let's start the poem. So in the poem there are 3 stanzas, okay, and each and every stanzas there are 8 lines. Okay, so these are the first 4 lines of the first stanza. Okay, so let's read the poem first. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. Okay, so in these lines the poet is describing about the rainy season. Okay, and the poet is saying that when the humid shadows hover. Okay, so let's see first what is humid. Humid means something that is full of moisture. Okay, and we all know about shadows, right? Next word is hover. So what is hover? Hover means to move around. Okay, so the poet is saying that when the humid shadows, okay, when those shadows hover, when those shadows when those shadows move. Okay, so now let's see actual में poet ने humid shadow जो word है, right, वो किसके लिए refer किया है? So the word humid shadows is used to refer black clouds. Okay, now let's see why. First of all, we all know about shadows. Okay, जो shadows create होती हैं that are of black color, or we can say that are of dark color, right? So whenever we are in sunlight, or we can say whenever we are in natural light, or whenever we are in artificial light, okay, then all the objects they create shadows. Okay, and all those shadows are of black color, right? So and why clouds are known as humid? Because all the clouds they are full of water, they are having a lot of water. Okay, so black clouds they are referred as humid shadows here in the first line of the poem. Clear? So the poet is saying that when the black clouds, okay, ऐसे cloud जो कि बहुत heavy rain जो है वो produce करते हैं, so ऐसे जो black clouds होते हैं, those clouds hover, or we can say those clouds move. Okay, where over all the starry spheres. Okay, so now the word starry spheres, this word is used to refer sky, right? So where the poet is saying that when the black clouds, the clouds those are full of water. Okay, they are having a lot of water, so when those black clouds they hover, or we can say when they move over the sky, right, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. Okay, so when such clouds, when such black clouds, those clouds are in the sky, right, और ये टाइम कौन सा है, स्काई में स्टार्स कब दिखते हैं, इन द नाइट. ओके, सो ये रात रात का टाइम है. ओके, सो द पोएट इज सेइंग दैट it is night time and in the sky there are black clouds. Okay, and those clouds are full of water, they are having a lot of water. Okay, और जब इस तरह के जो clouds हैं, right, when those clouds hover in the sky, so finally क्या होता है, finally it rains. Okay, and when it rains, so poet is next, the poet is saying that the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. Okay, so finally when it started raining, so poet क्या कह रहे हैं, now the poet is saying जो रेन ड्रॉप्स होती है, उस रेन ड्रॉप्स को पोएट ने किस तरह से रेफर किया है, ही इज सेइंग दैट वो इस तरह से लगता है जैसे melancholy darkness. ओके, सो फर्स्ट लेट्स सी व्हाट melancholy मीन्स. melancholy मीन्स सैड. ओके, सो द पोएट इज सेइंग ऐसा लगता है कि जो डार्कनेस है, ओके, वी हैव रेड अर्लियर दैट इट इज नाइट टाइम. ओके, सो बिकॉज इट इज नाइट टाइम देयर इज एवरीवेयर डार्कनेस. ओके, सो द पोएट इज सेइंग दैट जो डार्कनेस है दैट इज वेरी सैड. ओके, और वो इतनी सैड हो चुकी है दैट फाइनली इट स्टार्टेड वीपिंग. ओके, और जब हम क्राई करते हैं, जब हम रोते हैं, सो क्या होता है, टीयर्स आते हैं. ओके, सो द पोएट इज सेइंग कि जब फाइनली इट स्टार्टेड रेनिंग, और जब रेन ड्रॉप्स आती हैं अर्थ पे, तो ऐसा लगता है कि जो डार्कनेस है, वो डार्कनेस जो कि इतनी ज़्यादा मेलंकली है, इतनी ज़्यादा सैड है कि फाइनली वो वीप करना स्टार्ट कर देती है, और उसकी जो टीयर्स हैं, ओके, उन टीयर्स के फॉर्म में जो रेन ड्रॉप्स है, वो जो है वो क्रिएट होना स्टार्ट हो जाती है, वो अर्थ पे आना स्टार्ट हो जाती है. ओके, सो दिस इज़ द इमेज, दिस इज़ द दिस इज़ द विजन ऑफ द पोएट, दिस इज़ द इमेज दैट द पोएट ही प्रेजेंटेड इन दीज लाइन्स. ओके, सो let's revise one more time. The poet is actually wanted to say in these lines that he is saying humid shadows. Okay, so he used these words humid shadows to refer black clouds. Okay, the clouds they are full of water. Okay, so he is saying that black clouds are there in the sky and it is night time. Okay, and finally when it starts raining, so ऐसा लगता है कि because of the sad darkness, okay, the darkness that is very sad, और वो finally it started crying, it started weeping. Okay, so जो उसके tears होते हैं, उस tears के form में जो rain drops है, they fall on the surface, they fall on the earth. Clear? So this is the picture, this is the image. Okay, so now let's discuss some of the literary devices. This is the first stanza. Okay, and the first stanza continues to next 4 lines also. Okay, but let's discuss first the literary devices of these 4 lines. Okay, so first of all let's see the rhyme scheme. So I am very much sure that now you all are able to mark the rhyme scheme. Okay, it is very easy. You just have to आपको जो हर लाइन का जो लास्ट वर्ड है, राइट, आपको उसे बोलना है और उसकी साउंड को आइडेंटिफाई करना है. ओके, सो लेट्स सी. फर्स्ट वर्ड इज होवर. इट इज आवर फर्स्ट वर्ड, फर्स्ट साउंड, सो वी विल मार्क इट एज ए. क्लियर? सेकेंड इज स्पेयर. सो ऑब्वियसली होवर एंड स्पेयर्स they are not having any similar sound, so we will mark spares as B. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट इज डार्कनेस. ओके, सो डार्कनेस जो है, ये जो होवर साउंड है दैट इज ए, उससे मैच करता है क्या, होवर, डार्कनेस, नो. सेकेंड इज बी साउंड इज स्पेयर. सो स्पेयर्स, डार्कनेस, इज देयर एनी सिमिलैरिटी, नो, देन वी विल मार्क डार्कनेस एज सी बिकॉज इट इज अगेन अ न्यू साउंड. ओके, नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज टीयर्स. ओके, सो टीयर्स एंड स्पेयर्स, टीयर्स, yes they are similar, so we will mark it as B. Okay, so the rhyme scheme of the first 4 lines is A, B, C, B. Clear? Next literary device that is there is alliteration. So what is alliteration? Alliteration is the repetition of the same consonant sound. Okay, so ये literary device भी हम पहले कर चुके हैं, इसके एग्जाम्पल हम लोग कर चुके हैं. So now I am very much sure that इसको भी मार्क करना, इसको आइडेंटिफाई करना आप सबके लिए बहुत ईजी है. Okay, we just have to see at the consonant sound, okay, at the beginning of the word. Okay, so let's see the example of alliteration. In the first line, humid, hover. okay, humid, hover, the both words they are having the same sound, okay, in the beginning of the letter, beginning of the word, humid and hover. So this is the example of alliteration. Another example of alliteration is starry spares, okay, again starry spares, this is the example of alliteration because we are having the same consonant sound, okay, in the beginning of both the words, okay, that is starry and spare. Clear? One more literary device, that is there is personification. Now what is personification? Personification again it is a literary device in which you know किसी भी जो non living object होता है, okay, so when some non living object that is treated as a living object or we can say as a human being, okay, and some human qualities जो होती हैं वो किसी non human being को जो poets हैं वो दे देते हैं, then we know this literary device as personification, okay. So example of personification we can see in these lines. So let's see the lines. Melancholy darkness gently weeps, okay. So now student जो darkness है, okay, so can darkness weep, okay, so जो darkness है is darkness having the ability or we can say the quality to weep? Obviously no, okay, our answer is no, right, because जो weep है वो एक ऐसा action है जो कि human beings का होता है, okay, so एक जो human quality है वो एक non human being को you know दे दी गई है. So this is the example of personification, okay. Next, one more literary device, that is there is transferred epithet. Now what is transferred epithet? Again it is a literary device and in this literary device we use one adjective for a noun, okay, but जो adjective use किया जाता है noun के लिए वो actual में उस noun के लिए नहीं है. with the help of that adjective poet किसी और को किसी और noun को you know उसको you know refer करते हैं. So this is the example of transferred epithet, okay. So here we can say melancholy darkness, okay. So melancholy darkness, darkness के लिए जो adjective use किया गया है melancholy, right. So actual में जो darkness है that is not sad, darkness melancholy नहीं है, but poet कहना चाह रहे हैं all the people, right, who are sad, who are having some sadness in their life, और जो you know especially you know रात के टाइम में sad हो जाते हैं, right, उन सबको poet ने यहाँ पे refer किया है, right. So the poet is, when the poet is saying melancholy darkness, so he doesn't mean that darkness is melancholy, darkness is sad, he actually wanted to refer all the people who are sad, who are having some or other kind of sadness in their life, especially in the night time, okay. So this is the example of transferred epithet. Clear? Next see, so these are the next 4 lines of the first stanza only, okay. So let's read the lines. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead, okay. So now in these lines the poet is saying that you know in the previous lines we have read that first of all he described कि जब rain start होती है so उससे पहले you know किस तरह का माहौल होता है, किस तरह का जो scene है, किस तरह की जो image है वो create होती है, okay. So finally जब you know finally when it started raining, जब finally rain start हो जाती है, so now the poet is saying that you know it's a kind of bliss, okay. Bliss means happiness, okay, or we can say it's a kind of blessing for him, for the poet, okay. So what is the blessing? To press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed, okay. So it is night time as we have read earlier. So now the poet is lying on his bed, okay, and where in a cottage chamber. So what is cottage? Cottage is a kind of home, okay. In this picture we can see this is like a cottage, okay. So now the poet he is lying in his bedroom, okay, and he is having one cottage or we can say one house, okay, and he is inside his house, he is inside his bedroom and he is lying on his bed, okay, and he is having one pillow, okay. So he is pressing the pillow means his head is over the pillow. Clear? And lie listening to the patter, okay. So the poet is lying on the bed, he is having one pillow under his head, okay, and he is listening to the patter sound, okay, of the soft rain overhead, okay. So we have read earlier what is patter sound. जो patter sound होती है it is a sound of the raindrops, okay. जो raindrops you know जब roof पे गिरती हैं जो sound create होती है that sound is known as patter. Okay, so now the image is that poet is there, he is lying on the bed in his bedroom in his cottage. Okay, and he is having one pillow under his head. Okay, and now it is raining. Okay, and all the raindrops, they are falling on the roof. Okay, and raindrops, they create to patter sound. Okay, and when the poet is listening that patter sound, so this is a real happiness for the poet, this is a bliss for the poet, or we can say this is a blessing for a poet. Okay, so now the poet, he is describing his happiness, his real happiness, right? So poet की life में सबसे जो real happiness है वो क्या है, जब finally you know rainy season आता है और rain start हो जाती है. ओके, और जो poet है वो अपने रूम में, अपने बेडरूम में, अपने बेड पर लेटे हुए हैं. ओके, so he is lying on his bed and he is listening to the patter sound. Okay, the sounds that are creating by the raindrops, when raindrop they fall on the roof. Okay, so he is lying and he is listening the patter sound, and this scene is like a blessing for him, this is a real happiness for him. Okay, so what is patter? Patter is the sound of raindrops. Okay, जो raindrops होती हैं when they fall on the roof. Okay, so that sound is known as patter sound. Clear? So this is the first stanza of the poem. Okay, so now let's one more time let's see the meaning of the first stanza. So in the first stanza, the first of all the poet is describing you know the image of rainy season, and he is saying that you know in the rainy season black clouds. Okay, so those clouds move in the sky, right? And when finally it started raining, so ऐसा लगता है कि जो darkness है, darkness जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा you know sad है. Okay, so वो उसके जो टीयर्स स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं, उन टीयर्स के फॉर्म में जो रेन है वो रेनड्रॉप्स के जो है वो फॉल होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है. ओके, नेक्स्ट ही सेइंग दैट यू नो जब इस तरह से बारिश हो रही है एंड रेनड्रॉप्स दे आर फॉलिंग ऑन द रूफ एंड द पोएट ही इज लाइंग ऑन हिज बेड इन हिज रूम. ओके, एंड ही इज लिसनिंग टू दैट साउंड. ओके, सो दिस इज अ रियल हैप्पीनेस फॉर हिम, दिस इज अ ब्लेसिंग फॉर हिम. ओके, सो नाउ वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड, वी कैन इमेजिन दैट यू नो जो पोएट है उनको रेनी सीजन कितना ज़्यादा पसंद है, जो रेन ड्रॉप्स की आवाज़ है, जो पैटर साउंड है, वो उन्हें कितनी ज़्यादा पसंद है. क्लियर? So now let's discuss some of the literary devices that are used in these 4 lines. Okay, so first of all, rhyme scheme. So rhyme scheme, first word is pillow. So pillow again it is a new sound. Hover, sparse, darkness, ये किसी भी sound से match नहीं हो रहा है, it is a new sound. So we will mark pillow as D. Clear? Next is bed. Again bed is a new sound, so we will mark bed as E. Next is patter. So patter again it is a new sound, so we will mark patter as F. And next sound is overhead. So bed and overhead. Okay, bed, overhead, yes they are similar sound, so overhead will be E just like of bed. Okay, so bed and overhead they are having similar sound, so both the words we will mark as E. Clear? Next literary device that is used in these lines is onomatopoeia. Now what onomatopoeia means? Onomatopoeia again it is a literary device and it means a sound word. Okay, so whenever sound words are used in poem, so those words are known as example of onomatopoeia. Okay, so like in these lines we can see patter. Okay, so now we all know what patter means. Patter is the sound of the raindrops. Okay, so when raindrops they fall on the roof. Okay, so जो sound create करते हैं that sound is known as patter. Okay, so patter is a sound word, so this is the example of onomatopoeia. Okay, now let's start the second stanza of the poem. Okay, and again these are the first 4 lines of the second stanza. Okay, so let's read the lines. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. Okay, so now the poet is saying in the second stanza that when it is raining and the poet he is lying on his bed. Okay, and he is listening listening to the raindrops, then he is saying that every tinkle on the shingles. So let's see what tinkle means. Tinkle is, again, it is a sound word, okay, and it means short, light, ringing sound, okay, on the shingles. So what shingles means? Shingle is a rectangular wooden tiles, okay, and generally these tiles, they are used on the roof, okay. So in this picture we can say this is the house and on the roof there are shingles, okay. So these rectangular tiles, they are known as shingles, okay. So I am sure आप लोगों ने मूवीज में, टीवी में देखा होगा इस तरह के घर जहाँ पे रूफ पे इस तरह की टाइल्स का यूज किया जाता है, okay. So now the poet is saying that when when the rain drops, they fall on these tiles, these shingles, then they create a sound, and that sound is known as a tinkle, okay, has an echo in the heart, okay. So now it is raining and the poet, he is lying on his bed, okay, and he is listening to that tinkle sound, okay. So now he is saying that when he listens to that tinkle sound, then he is having an echo of that sound, and where? In his heart, okay. So the poet, उनको ये जो sound है, जो tinkle sound है, ये इतनी ज़्यादा अच्छी लग रही है कि जितनी बार भी वो tinkle sound सुनते हैं, so every time he feels an echo of that sound in his heart, okay. And 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, okay. And at that time when he is lying on his bed and it is raining, and he is able to hear that tinkle sound, okay, and there is an echo of that sound in his heart. So at that time what happened? At that time 1,000 dreamy fancies start into busy being, okay. So who is busy being here? The poet himself is busy being, okay. So the poet referred himself as a busy being here, okay. So he is saying that at that time in his mind, or we can say in his heart, there are 1,000 dreamy fancies, okay. So those dreamy fancies, they started to come in his heart, in his mind, when he is lying on his bed and he is able to hear the tinkle sound, the sound of raindrops, the raindrops when they are falling on the shingles, okay. So when he is able to imagine, then he is able to create thousands of dreamy fancies in his mind, in his heart. क्लियर. सो नाउ पॉइंट जो है वो एक्चुअल में अगेन वो बताना चाह रहे हैं कि जो रेन है, जो रेनी सीज़न है, वो उस सीज़न को कितना ज़्यादा पसंद करते हैं, कितना ज़्यादा वो क्लोज है इस सीज़न के, कितना ज़्यादा अफेक्शन है उनके मन में इस सीज़न के लिए, ओके. सो व्हेन ही इज़ एबल टू हियर दिस टिंकल साउंड, देन 1,000 ड्रीमी फैंसीज, ओके. सो दोज फैंसीज स्टार्टेड टू क्रिएट इन हिज माइंड, ओके. So now let's discuss some of the literary devices. First of all, let's discuss the rhyme scheme. So rhyme scheme is the same that was there in the first stanza, okay. So the rhyme scheme that we have discussed is the first stanza. So that rhyme scheme जो है वही जो है second stanza में भी और third stanza में भी same rhyme scheme जो है वो follow की गई है, okay. So let's see, first word is shingles. So shingles we will mark as A. Second is heart. So this is again a new sound. So we will mark this sound as a B. Next is fancies. Again this is a new sound, so this is a C, okay. Next is start. So heart and start, they are having similar sound, so again start will be B, just as of heart. Clear. Again one more literary device. So first of all let's write rhyme scheme. Okay, next literary device that is there is transferred epithet. So what is transferred epithet? We have discussed earlier in the last stanza, in the first stanza of the poem. So in these lines, dreamy fancies, okay. So this is the example of transferred epithet, okay, because fancies are not dreamy actually, but the person who is having a dream of the fancies, okay. Fancies means imagination, okay. So this is the example of transferred epithet. Clear. Next, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof, okay. So now in these lines again these are the part of the second stanza. So now the poet is saying that when he is having thousands of dreamy fancies in his mind, in his heart, then he is having a thousands of recollections. Okay, so what recollections means? Recollection means we can say memories of the past. Okay, so all the thousand fancies, thousand dreams that he is having in his mind, so those fancies, those dreams are of his own past. Okay, so he is having memories of his past. Okay, and he is feeling as if those memories जो है वो क्या कर रही हैं, weave their air threads into woof. Okay, so next understand the line. So what is a weave? Okay, and what is threads? We all know threads and woof. So let's first read woof. The meaning of woof: woof is the threads woven across the loom. Okay, so we all have seen these kinds of pattern. Okay, so जो threads होते हैं जब उनको हम आपस में weave करते हैं, then we create some more other pattern. Okay, so इस तरह के जो pattern है वो हम create कर सकते हैं जब हम अलग अलग कलर्स के या फिर हम अलग अलग तरह के जो थ्रेड्स होते हैं वो जब उनको आपस में हम वीव करते हैं किसी भी लूम पे, सो इस तरह के जो पैटर्न होते हैं वो क्रिएट होते हैं. ओके, सो नाउ द पोएट इज सेइंग कि जब व्हेन ही इज हैविंग सो मच मेमोरीज ऑफ हिज पास्ट. ओके, सो उनको लगता है कि वो तो सारी मेमोरीज हैं जो उनको फिर से वो रिकलेक्ट कर रहे हैं, फिर से याद कर रहे हैं. तो सारे मेमोरीज फिर से बिल्कुल फ्रेश उनके माइंड में आ जाती हैं और ऐसा लगता है कि जिस तरह से जो थ्रेड्स होते हैं वो आपस में उनको हम वीव करके एक पर्टिकुलर पैटर्न हम बनाते हैं, सो वैसे ही वो जो सारी मेमोरीज हैं ओके वो आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ अच्छे से मिक्सअप हो रही हैं, मिंगल हो रही हैं और एक बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल इमेज जो है वो क्रिएट कर रही हैं. ओके, As I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. और ऐसा कब होता है? When the poet is able to have all those thousands memories, when the poet listen to the patter, okay, of the rain upon the roof. Okay, so now again the poet is saying that when it is raining and he is lying on his bed, he is listening to that patter sound. Okay, so at that time he is able to recollect the memories of his past और उनको ऐसा लगता है कि all those memories they are matching with all together. Okay, they are matching with each other and they are able to create a very beautiful picture. Okay, just like of the threads, जिस तरह से जो threads होते हैं they are able to weave okay and they are able to create a very beautiful pattern just like this. So similarly जो उनकी सारी memories हैं okay जो recollections उनके mind में आ गए हैं, they are able to match with each other, they are able to create a very beautiful picture of his past in his mind. Okay, और ये सब कब होता है? When it is raining and when the poet he is able to hear the patter sound. Okay, so this is the second stanza of the poem. So now let's discuss some of the literary devices. First of all, let's continue the rhyme scheme. So recollections it is a new sound, we will mark it as D. Woof, again a new sound, we will mark it as E. Okay, patter it will be F, and roof and woof they are having similar sound, so again roof will be E just of woof. Clear? So again the rhyme scheme of the second stanza is A B C B D E F E. Clear? Next one more literary device that is there is personification. So what is personification? We have discussed personification earlier, right? When we give human qualities to some objects that are not human, so those are the examples of personification. Okay, so here we can see when the poet is saying when a thousands recollections weave their air threads. Okay, so जो recollections होते हैं और we can say जो memories होती हैं, okay, so do all the memories are having their air threads? No. And जो memories होती हैं are they able to weave? Okay, and the answer is no. Okay, so memories है वो weave नहीं कर सकती और ना ही उनके कोई air threads होते हैं. Okay, so ये एक human quality है, लेकिन यहाँ पे poet ने जो memories हैं, जो recollections हैं, उनके साथ एक quality attach करती है. So this is the example of personification. Clear? So जब भी हम human quality ऐसे object को दे देते हैं that is not human, so these all are the examples of personification. Clear? And again we can say examples of onomatopoeia that we have discussed earlier also. All the sound words are known as onomatopoeia. Okay, so again in this stanza there is the use of patter and here is tinkle. Okay, so tinkle, patter, again these are the sound word. Okay, so these are the examples of onomatopoeia. Clear? Let's start the third stanza of the poem. Okay, that is the last stanza of the poem also. So let's read the lines. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers, or she left them till the dawn. Okay, so now the poet is saying, in the second stanza we have read that whenever it is raining, then the poet is able to have a lot of memories of his own past in his mind. Okay, so now the poet is saying कि जो बहुत सारी memories उनके mind में आती हैं, उन सभी memories में से कौन सी memory है जो उनको सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छी लगती है, या कौन सी memory है जो कि उनको सबसे ज़्यादा याद आती है. Okay, so the poet is saying that now in memory comes my mother. Okay, so poet को क्या याद आता है? Now the poet is having the memory of his own mother. Okay, as she used in years agone. Okay, so what is agone? Agone means we can say ago or in the past. Okay, so the poet is saying that again he is having the memory of his own mother. जैसे उनको पहले भी अपनी मदर की मेमोरी आती थी, जिस तरह से उनको पहले अपनी मदर याद आती थी, वैसे ही जैसे ही बारिश स्टार्ट हो जाती है and he is able to hear all the patter sounds, all the tinkle sound, and he is having a lot of memories in his mind. तो उन सभी memories के साथ उनको फिर से अपनी मदर की memory भी याद आ जाती है. Okay, to regard the darling dreamers. Okay, so what is regard? Regard means respect. Okay, और उनको अपनी मदर की जो memory है वो किस तरह से आती है? बिल्कुल वैसे ही जैसे पहले होती थी. राइट, सो पहले भी इनकी मदर क्या किया करती थी? टू रिगार्ड द डार्लिंग ड्रीमर्स और शी लेफ्ट देम टिल द डॉन. ओके, सो जो बच्चे जब पॉइंट जब पहले बच्चे थे, व्हेन ही वाज अ लिटिल बॉय, व्हेन ही वाज अ चाइल्ड. ओके, सो एट दैट टाइम ही वांटेड टू हैव अ ग्रेट स्लीप, ही वांटेड टू हैव अ साउंड स्लीप अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग. ओके, सो ही सेइंग कि जब वो सोया करते थे एंड ही वाज हैविंग अ लॉट ऑफ ड्रीम्स. ओके, सो ऐसे में जो उनकी मदर थी, ओके, वो कभी भी उनको डिस्टर्ब नहीं किया करती थी, कभी भी उनको नींद से नहीं उठाया करती थी. कब? टिल द डॉन. ओके, सो व्हाट इज डॉन? डॉन इज द अर्ली मॉर्निंग टाइम एंड मीन्स बिफोर. ओके, सो जब तक डॉन और वी कैन से सनराइज नहीं हो जाता था, तब तक जो पॉइंट की मदर है वो उनको उठाया नहीं करती थी, वो उनको सोने दिया करती थी. ओके, वाई? बिकॉज वो नहीं चाहती थी कि वो जब वो एक छोटे बच्चे हैं तो उनकी नींद डिस्टर्ब हो जाए, सो उनकी मदर उनको सोने देती थी. ओके, सो ये जो मेमोरी है उनके माइंड में अपनी मदर को लेके कि उनकी मदर ने कभी भी उनको उनकी नींद से डिस्टर्ब नहीं किया, उनको जल्दी नहीं उठाया, सनराइज से पहले कभी नहीं उठाया. सो ये जो मेमोरी है, ओके, सो दैट सेम मेमोरी जो है उनको फिर से याद आ जाती है. ही इज एबल टू हैव द सेम मेमोरी व्हेन ही लिसन्स टू दैट पैटर साउंड. ओके, एंड ये मेमोरी जो है वी कैन से दैट इज वन ऑफ हिज फेवरेट मेमोरीज, जो उनकी अपनी मदर की मेमोरी है. ओके, so now let's discuss again some literary devices. First of all, the rhyme scheme, as we have told you earlier also that the rhyme scheme that was there in the first stanza and that was there in the second stanza, so the same rhyme scheme is there in the third stanza also. Okay, so let's discuss. Mother, it will be A. Agone, it will be B. Dreamers will be C. Okay, and dawn, agone, dawn, yes, they are having similar sound, so again it will be B, just like of agone. Okay, clear? So this is the example of rhyme schemes. Okay, and we can see some examples of alliteration also, like memory, mother. Okay, so memory, mother, they are having similar sound. Okay, so this is the repetition of the same consonant sound, so this is the example of alliteration, memory, mother. And we can add my also. Okay, memory, my mother. Okay, so these are the examples of alliteration. Okay, next let's continue the stanza. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Okay, so now in the last lines of the poem, or we can say in these concluding lines, the poet is saying that oh, I feel her fond look on me. So he is saying that जो उनकी mother थी, okay, so every time she is having a fond look on her face for the poet. Okay, so what is fond look? Fond look means मीन्स जो पोइट की मदर थी, शी वॉज सो फुल ऑफ लव, शी वॉज सो फुल ऑफ अफेक्शन फॉर हर सन, राइट। सो उनके जो फेस पे था, जो लुक आता था, उस लुक से ही पता चलता था दैट यू नो शी इज़ हैविंग अ लॉट ऑफ लव, शी इज़ हैविंग अ लॉट ऑफ अफेक्शन फॉर हर सन, ओके। सो नाउ द पोइट इज सेइंग दैट यू नो still he is able to see, he is able to feel that fond look on the face of his mother, okay. As I listen to this refrain, and when he is able to have this memory, when he is able to see the fond look on the face of his mother, when as he listens का मतलब है यहाँ पे listen, okay. So when he listens to this refrain, so what is refrain? Refrain is a repeated part of a song, okay. And यहाँ पे refrain जो है वो कौन सा song है, कौन सी sound के लिए use हुआ है? It is used to show the sound of the rain, okay. So again the poet he is saying the same thing that you know when it is raining and he is able to hear the patter sound, he is able to hear the tinkle sound, okay. And he is having a lot of memories in his mind, memories of his own past, okay. And he is having the memory of his own mother, then he is able to see, then he is able to feel the same fond look on her face, okay. So he is saying that you know when he listens to this refrain, this sounds the sound of raindrops, okay, which is played upon the shingles, okay. और ये raindrops की sound कहाँ से आ रही है? Shingles, okay. So shingles we have read earlier, the rectangular tiles, okay, जो कि especially roof पे use की जाती है by the patter of the rain, okay. और ये sound जो है वो कौन create कर रहा है? It is created by the raindrops, okay. So जब rain है, जो rain roof पे fall हो रही है, when the raindrop they fall on the roof, तब इस तरह की जो sound होती है, patter sound, tinkle sound, वो create होती है। और उस समय जो poet है, he is able to you know have the memory of his own mother, okay. सो वी कैन से वन थिंग हेयर दैट यू नो जो पोइट है उनको अपनी मदर की मेमोरी क्यों आती है? बिकॉज यू नो व्हेन ही वॉज अ चाइल्ड, व्हेन ही वॉज अ यंग बॉय, ओके, तब भी इसी तरह से यू नो रेनी सीजन आता था, तब भी इसी तरह से रेन होती थी और तब भी वो इस तरह की पैटर साउंड, टिंकल साउंड सुना करते थे, ओके। सो नाउ व्हेन ही इज़ एन एडल्ट, ओके, और अब जब बारिश होती है सो फिर से उनको अपना यू नो बचपन याद आता है, फिर से वो अपने चाइल्डहुड की जो मेमोरीज है वो रिकॉल करते हैं, ओके। और उस समय उनको फिर से अपनी मदर की याद आ जाती है, बिकॉज व्हेन ही वॉज अ चाइल्ड तब उनको याद आता है क्योंकि जो मदर थी शी वॉज फुल ऑफ लव, शी वॉज फुल ऑफ अफेक्शन फॉर हिम, और कभी भी वो उनको यू नो नींद से नहीं उठाती थी, जल्दी नहीं उठाया करती थी, राइट। सो सेम मेमोरीज उनको याद आ जाती हैं बिकॉज ही इज एबल टू रिलेट दिस थिंग विद द रेन, विद द फॉलिंग ऑफ रेन, विद द रेन ड्रॉप्स, ओके। बिकॉज बचपन में जो रेनी सीजन होता था, जो रेन ड्रॉप्स आती थी, उस समय की जो मेमोरीज हैं, ओके, वो सेम मेमोरीज यू नो रिवाइज हो जाती हैं, वो फिर से रिफ्रेश हो जाती हैं पोइट के माइंड में जब अब वापस से रेन आती है, ओके। सो नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस लिटरेरी डिवाइसेस। फर्स्ट कंटिन्यू द राइम स्कीम। सो अगेन मी इट विल बी डी, refrain it will be E, shingles it will be F, and rain and refrain, yes, they are having similar sound, so rain will be E just like of refrain, okay. So again the rhyme scheme of third stanza is A B C B D E F E, okay. So students, we have completed the poem. It is very simple, very easy poem, but it is very interesting poem, right? And in the poem we have seen you know a lot of reactions of the poet when he listens the raindrops, when he listens the patter sound, when he listens the tinkle sound, okay. So now we can imagine, we can feel the attachment of the poet with the rainy season, okay. Why he is so much attached with the rainy season? Because this season is able to bring back so many memories in his mind, in his heart, especially the memory of his own mother, okay. So I hope the poem is very much clear to you all. The explanation part and all the literary devices that we have discussed, everything is clear to you all, okay. And in the next video we will start with the comprehension part, we will solve the questions, okay. So see you in the next video. Thank you.